Depression is a terrible thing if you go through it. I feel, a knot in my throat and a thumping in my chest, my heart, and just uncomfortable with the whole thought process. And physically, I am anxious. I'm even anguished, I would say. I was a professor at the University of California in Santa Barbara for 40 years. Altogether, 45 years of teaching. And here I am now. I'm officially retired, but not disengaged. I'm still engaged in my profession. My depression is actually the result of a worsening progression of general pessimism, low self-esteem. People would say, "Are you crazy? You're well-to-do. You own a home in Santa Barbara. You have a very successful career." I retired at the top of the scale, but somehow nothing. It doesn't mean that much to me because I don't think it was good enough. I think that I could have done more.
Depression is still the most common psychiatric problem, mental health problem, that patients bring when they come to see a psychiatrist. There's a shortage of geriatric psychiatrists in California and across the nation.
Usually it's very difficult actually to find a psychiatrist. Even to get an appointment, just the first consultation. I mean, in Santa Barbara, of the 3 or 4 that I contacted, most of them said it had to wait a year or more. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous.
The other problem is just geographic maldistribution of physicians, so that in San Francisco and Los Angeles, you're more likely to be able to find specialists. In other areas of California, you may or may not.
So I do come from Santa Barbara to San Francisco. Most of the time, I drive the whole 5.5 hours by, just myself. And to find a psychiatrist that will accept Medicare is also an uphill battle.
Medicare reimbursement is relatively low, and the number of older patients is increasing dramatically. From 2010 to 2030, the number of patients over the age of 65 is thought to go from about 40 million to 70 million. And geriatric psychiatrists are going to need to be teachers for residents and medical students so that they can learn as much about care of older patients as possible, because everyone is going to be taking care of older patients. And we haven't even talked about who takes care of patients with dementia, which is going to be a huge problem over the next 20 years.